Play.
Hello and welcome, guys, to live commentary of Andy Murray against Taylor Fritz today in the last 16 of the Washington Open. Yeah, so what? Hit the like button, guys. Comment as well in the chat. Who do we think's winning today? I think I saw the poll. It had Andy at 62%, which might be kind of quite a few. I know there are quite a few Murray fans in the Talking Tennis community, so it might be have something to do with that. I think it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? So Andy's up first to serve. And yeah, this is their second meeting. Taylor Fritz winning their only previous meeting last year, and Andy's he's been in decent form, hasn't he? Good win against Nakashima in the last round. As John's just telling us, it's match point. Laszlo Jarrett against Dominic Thiem. He's been playing for 3 hours over there. Wow, that's been a long match. So yeah, it's on the team serve as well at 5-6. So Jarrett looking to break and win the match. Sorry, as Andy puts a backhand wide on the first point. So it's love 15. But yeah, I think a lot of people tipping Andy to perhaps push Taylor Fritz close here today. I do think he has a chance if he plays as he has been playing. Played a really good match against Nakashima, as I was saying. Was showing some good form, wasn't he, on the grass? Really, really disappointing that he lost in the way that he did to Tsitsipas. But there was really a feeling that he could have gone a lot further had he got through that match. He was on the favourable side of the draw as well. And he started the hard court season off with a good win. Just into a long rally here as Fritz goes long. Oh no, it's still going. Fritz down the line backhand. Extended rally here. He's making Andy do a lot of moving here, and his drop shot goes into the net. So it's 15-all. Another match point, I think, for Jera. Hi, Ghosty. Good to have you. Good to have you with us. Once Fritz wins this, Jamie can regale us with clinical details about other trauma-induced disorders and how to survive them. It's always a disappointment when Tsitsipas wins. It was a big disappointment that day, wasn't it? Especially the way the kind of match went. I think Andy would have won, wouldn't he, if it had ended on that Friday night. Big serve from Andy there, 30-15. And yeah, it would be good to see Andy push Taylor Fritz today, wouldn't it? I think, and at least make a match of it. Big forehand there from Andy. Lovely little drop volley. Oh, it's brilliant. He's won the point, so 40-15. He showed really, really a lot of great touch and variety, didn't he? I think in his game against Nakashima. Team saved a couple of match points. Absolutely looks like Gerard's got a third one. Do you think Andy will come back for grass next year? I really hope so, Ghosty. I hope so. I think he will. Yeah, I think he said similar things, didn't he? When he lost to Shapovalov 2 years ago in the third round, and also when he lost to John Isner last year in the second round. I think he sort of said fairly similar things about he's not sure whether he's going to come back. I think he just loves competing, doesn't he? So I do think he's got, as John said, at least one more year at Wimbledon, possibly more. Who knows? And I still think that he does feel like he's still improving, right? As well, like he's in terms of like I guess his kind of ranking, and he really felt like he was in a good place. on the grass this year, and I do think that he perhaps still feels that he has got one more run in him. Yeah, in terms of predictions today, my heart says Andy, head says Fritz. I think it will hopefully go all the way to 3 sets. I do think Andy could push him quite close today, as he hits a double fault, and we're at deuce. Yeah, no disrespect to Sir Andy. Thank you, Ghosty. Yeah, I think Fritz, off the back of that win, the tournament win last week as well, right, in Atlanta. I think that was pretty big for Fritz, actually. He needed a bit of a boost after his disappointing showing at Wimbledon. Team's taking it to a tie break. Wow. He's still in there fighting. If we see the percentage for today, Murray's at 67%. Again, I think that's maybe a tad optimistic. Fritz attacking the Murray second serve there. Interesting point. Oh, as Andy went for it on the backhand, but I think he's just dragged it wide. Yeah, he has. So it's break point, Taylor Fritz. So break point for the American in the first game of the match. By the way, that seems like an absolute titanic tussle, doesn't it? Over in Kitchball between Laszlo Gerra and Dominic Thiem. Gerra's been in really good form recently as well, hasn't he? So this would be quite a big scalp, I think, for Dominic Thiem, actually, if he can pull this off. All right, cheers, Ghosty. Keep us updated as well, even though we can see the score. But yeah, no, makes sense. Hard to resist a final set tie break. Murray saves the break point. Big backhand down the line from Fritz, but a great recovery from Andy, and Fritz shanks the forehand. That's advantage Murray. So yeah, I wonder if we're in for quite a long match today as well. I think his match against Nakashima was pretty long, wasn't it? Nearly 2.5 hours. Quite a lot of juice games. Thank you, Ghosty, for the updates. I'm sure Jeffro and quite a few of the Talking Tennis crew are quite engrossed in this team final set tie break. He's standing 15 feet behind the baseline on return of serve. Why don't do tip more underarm serves? Yeah, absolutely. That's a big forehand from Taylor Fritz. Cross court forehand, really flat, really powerful. We're back at deuce. Yeah, right. I guess I think, a year or two ago we were seeing a few more underarm serves, weren't we? But it's kind of phased out a little bit again. I'm trying to think who I saw at. Who did I see? We had at Wimbledon. I saw what's his name? Bublik. I saw Bublik's. I was there actually for Bublik's first round match against MacDonald, and he threw a few underarms in there, which was fun. Long backhand from Taylor Fritz, so it's advantage Murray. And it's 3-1 Dominic Thiem over there in that tie break. Mini break for the Austrian. A lot of tennis, isn't there, going on at the moment? Got Chris Eubanks against Jordan Thompson as well in Washington. I know Eubanks dropped the first set, That's a big point from Fritz. Dictating with his forehand from the back of the court, so we're back at deuce. But yeah, I'm just going to have a look at see how Chris Eubanks is going as well. Oh wow, okay, so he's on the verge of losing against Thompson. He lost the first set 6-2, and now he's down 2 match points, 5-2 to Thompson in the second. That'll be a disappointing defeat for Eubanks. Oh, as Andy puts a backhand weak into the net, so that's advantage Fritz. Gerard put his racket on the clay and he's standing on the head, kind of bouncing up and down. I guess he's trying to loosen the tension. Seems unscientific. Yeah, I'm not sure, Ghosty, I can give any psychological insight to why he might be doing that. Sounds a bit strange. It's 3-3 now. Break point for Fritz, by the way, second break point. So just going to see this out. So it's a slice backhand from Murray, slice from Fritz, slice again from Murray, but it's very short. Fritz has come into the net. He's at the net. Andy's tried to pass. Oh, it's a very strange point at the moment. Another slice from Murray, sort of back to neutral in the point. Murray's put a backhand into the net and he's not happy at all. Smashed his racket after the first game. Fritz breaks him straight away. The shape of Austria reminds me of a baby elephant. What do we think, by the way, of this this little mini clay court swing after Wimbledon? It's pretty odd, right? I think we've had, in the last 2 weeks, we've had kind of tournaments on, well, Newport was 2 weeks ago, isn't it? So we've had tournaments on all 3 surfaces in the last couple of weeks. We've had grass over in Newport, got clay over in Kitchball and Hamburg. And we've got the American hard court swing that started as well. Also the hard court tournament in Los Cabos as well. Newport is grass, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we've had 3 tournaments on. We've had tournaments on 3 different surfaces in the last 2 weeks. So team, it's 4-4 over there. I believe I'm right in saying I don't think the Kitchball tournament is available to watch in the UK. Fritz goes 15 love up. So we've only got Washington. What's your prediction, Ghosty? Who's going to take that tie break? Seems very evenly poised. Love it if team could come through that. Good return there from Andy, but he's put a forehand long. He's just struggling to find his rhythm at the moment, Murray. Fritz has come out fast, looking solid. It's not the start that Murray fans would have hoped for. Yeah, absolutely, Ghosty. Yeah, I think it's strange, isn't it? It almost feels like after Wimbledon, or maybe even after every slam, maybe there should be a week's break. But I guess that's more from a fan's perspective, right? It can be quite difficult to sort of watch a slam final and then you're in the first round of a 250 like a day later. You almost kind of need a bit of time to reset. But I guess for most players, they're out of a slam in the first week, right? So they have that week off anyway. And I guess the players that get to the latter stages of the slams, they, most of them probably will take that week off afterwards anyway. Team 10-8, that would be pretty epic, wouldn't it? As Fritz backs up his break of serve, so he's 2 love up. Could be hoping for a much better showing at the US Open, isn't he, Taylor Fritz? Just been watching the US Open Breakpoint episodes. I'm quite a little bit behind. I've only just caught up, but yeah, the US Open episodes were great, especially the ones with Tiafoe. Really interesting insight. Murray puts another forehand into the net. It seems like kind of Wayne Ferreira and Tiafoe, they're really kind of they're a real sort of like yin and yang, aren't they? Like almost like polar opposites, but they seem to complement each other really well. Not got started yet here, Andy. From a Labour politics point of view, I've always felt the tour was too long, especially for the men. I think that's why we're seeing all these clever workarounds from pros to take a break. Yeah. And even in the off season, I guess we're seeing loads of people take part in like exhibition events and stuff as well, aren't we? Yeah. Another unforced error from Murray. Really struggling to get the ball in court at the moment. It's 6-all over in. Presumably that was a match point for Gerra there at 6-5. Because they're not playing a match tie break, are they? Maybe they are. It didn't come up match point there. Murray draws the error out from Fritz there, so it's 15-30. He's got a foothold. Well, he's got a start in this game at least. Absolutely needs to win this game for the set. Does not want to be going 2 breaks down to Taylor Fritz. Big serve there from Andy, but Fritz gets it back. But Andy puts the forehand away. Big serve +1. Back to 30-all. He's really got to go after his shots, hasn't he, today against Fritz Murray? Really got to be aggressive. Try and dictate as much as he can. As he started to do against Tsitsipas in the second and third sets. Even then, it was still only sort of a point or two in it, wasn't it? That was a disappointing loss for Andy. Double fault. What you doing? Double fault, Murray. So it's great point for Fritz to go up 3-love at the start of this match. Gerra and teams at 7-all. God. That sounds absolutely epic over there. Big forehand from Andy to save it. That's what he needs to get his first serves in. Team tried a banana shot. The crowd must be going mental, Ghosty. I've been seeing their reactions at the end of each of team's wins this week, so they must be going absolutely crazy. So it's 8-7 team. Go on, Dominic. Can he finish it off? This will be team's biggest win for a long while, I think. Second serve again for Andy. Fritz is all over it. Just smashes the forehand back. And again, it's a break point for him. That second serve's just not going to do the job for Andy. Just sat up so invitingly. And Fritz accepted the invite. Second serve coming here from Murray. Is he going to try and go closer to the line, run the risk of a double fault, or is he going to, let's see what he does. A better second serve. He's still on the back foot here in the rally, although he's recovered quite well. There, forehand down the line from Andy. Backhand from Fritz, forehand from Andy. A backhand from Fritz. Kind of got a neutral rally at the moment. I feel like Murray needs to try and be the aggressor here if he can. It's a great backhand down the line from Fritz. It's a good recovery though from Murray. And Fritz goes long with the backhand. Well played, Murray. Draws the error out and saves the break point. Yeah, that's what I'm asking, John. Is it first to 10? Because it hasn't been saying match point, so I think so. Is it first to 10, Ghosty? So they're playing a match tie break up to 10? Mini break for teams. This is definitely a match point. Okay. Ghosty thinks it is a match tie break. Regardless, it's definitely a match point to team because it's 9-8 on his serve as well. Oh, it's a lovely drop shot from Andy. Beautiful. Advantage, Murray. Oh, and team's done it. Wow. Dominic Thiem. ATP finalist again. Crowd in Kitchball must be going wild. He saved 5 match points to do it. Amazing. Damien was quick on the pulse there. Must have had the tweet, or should I say the X ready. Oh, and he gets lucky with a net cord and he holds. Murray's on the board. Beautiful low slice in that last rally. Is he back, Ghosty? Is team back? I have to check out actually who he's playing in the final. Okay, so he's going to be playing Baez, which is I think what a lot of people were calling for earlier in the week.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. So as I say, Murray's on the scoreboard at 1-2. Ghosty saying that Andrei Rublev recently said some nice things about Dan Evans' slice. Said it was offensive, not merely defensive. He's a nice guy, isn't he, Andrei Rublev? He's I can't really remember him saying anything nasty about anybody. Just a nice boy. I'm not sure where Kitchball is actually, Ghosty, other than it's in Austria, but I don't know. Maybe John knows. I don't know if John's been to Kitchball. So yeah, big win for Dominic there. As Taylor Fritz comes out to serve at 2-1. Just waiting for the crowd to mill in. We're just getting a little kind of glimpse into what it's in the US Open. We're always kind of waiting for the crowd to come in the crazy busy slam. We've got a bit of that in Washington, just waiting for the crowds to mill in, and we're back underway. A lovely return from Andy. Oh God, how did he miss that? Hit a great return, was completely on top in the point, and he just dunked a smash straight into the net. And now a verbal dialogue of abuse is being directed towards his box, but also mainly towards himself, I think. Yeah, 30 love Fritz. So where do we, in terms of these two, I guess, where do we sort of realistically think, where could Taylor Fritz go, do you think, at the US Open? What's his kind of, what would his target, what would his par be, do you think? What would he be satisfied with? He should be looking at, depending on the draw, of course, he should be looking at a quarter-final, semi-final, shouldn't he, really? With his ability at home. I think he'll be disappointed if he doesn't reach the quarterfinals at least. With Andy, it'd be nice again to see him. We have this same conversation all the time, don't we? About he just wants to get to the second week of a slam again. Still hasn't done it since 2017, since the year he had to take the first his first time off from the tour. Still hasn't reached the second week of a slam. It's close in Australia. He was close in New York last year. Taylor Fritz holds comfortably there. You think so, Ghosty? I don't know. I think that I know he didn't. There wasn't a strong field in Atlanta last week, but he won it, and I don't know. He's this time last year, after his run at Wimbledon, he was being talked of as potentially being in the mix for the US Open, wasn't he? That's certainly how Breakpoint kind of build him as well as a contender for the title. Had that really, really surprising first round defeat last year. I think Fritz can make the quarters at the US, depending on draw, of course. I think he could definitely make the quarters, even the semis if he gets a good draw, in my opinion. So we've got a bit of an interruption here. We've got some slightly large tennis balls that have entered the arena. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's have a look. My first thought is it a Just Stop Oil protest. There's some large tennis balls that are three large tennis balls that are on the court. Just going to turn it up and see what's going on here. Yeah. So it's some form of protest going on. Both Fritz's sat down, so play stopped for momentarily. Let's see what's going on. But it looks like they're just trying to just remove the protesters, I think. Camera's not giving them any attention. It'd be nice to see Tiafoe go deep again, wouldn't it, Ghosty? That run last year, he just really captured the imagination. So yeah, just stop oil. It could well be. The British sporting summer was kind of interrupted by the climate protesters. Just stop oil. They got into Wimbledon, cricket, the Ashes. I think something else as well. But that actually contributed to quite a few problems with the Wimbledon queue as well, because there were a lot of extra like bag searches and stuff like that, just to kind of prevent these guys from getting into the grounds. And yeah, I was one of the unlucky ones that queued for about 8 hours on the first day. I know John was there as well, but he didn't have the stamina for the queue, so he left after a few hours. But could understand it because it was very frustrating. The queue was moving extremely slowly. I think someday soon, maybe the next decade, we're going to miss the quaint old days when protesters were as polite as just stop oil. Right. Well, of course, this tournament's taking place in Washington, right, as well. I'm not sure quite how close it is to the Capitol building or the White House, but the protesters at the White House a few years ago when Donald Trump lost the election were a bit more raucous than the Just Stop Oil guys, weren't they? But it's still ongoing. It doesn't look like no. Oh. And he's got a couple of tennis balls in his hands. He looks like he's about to serve again. Ghosty. Some more dire mathematics as our global food systems will start to collapse over the next 10 years or so. In that event, I'm moving to John's house to live off his carrots. Also got a nice bakery underneath John's house I've heard about. I've never actually, still not been, but yeah, he's often talking about the nice bakery that he just runs down to. Any plans on doing was it the Australian Open where you kind of had a bit of a turn it into sort of talking tennis headquarters, John? Any plans like that for the US Open? We've been able to get a press pass actually as well. Sure if you've been able to. So we're still not underway here. So Murray waiting to serve at 1-3. Not quite sure what's going on. Protesters seem to have been removed. Yeah. 200 plus undercover security state goons among those Trump wackos. Yeah, crazy. I don't believe Talking Tennis has reported from Australia yet. That's got to be the goal, right? For January. Been in where have we been? Where have we been in? Talking Tennis has been in Estoril, Barcelona, Madrid, Surbiton, Birmingham. Trying to think which other tournaments we've had access to. Is the United Cup in Australia? I'm not actually sure. Actually, I don't know, Ghosty. I haven't heard about that. Strange having the Hopman Cup, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, quite strange they've decided to retain that tournament and move it to the week just after Wimbledon. I mean, that was strange enough. But the fact that Carlos Alcaraz was playing in it was even stranger after winning Wimbledon. Berlin, Queens, New York. Yep. Cheers, Ghosty. That's true. Berlin, of course. Yeah. Hoping to get a few more passes, I guess, if we can over the next 12 months. Murray looking comfortable in this service game. 40 love up. Starting to, oh, it's 40-15. Starting to look a bit more comfortable out there, Andy. And your mum's house, Janie. Hello to you. Good evening, Janie. Yeah, I think that that's a classic comment as well, isn't it? A bit like one that we saw in John's video of the highlights of the year. Somebody came on here and told us how boring it was. I think, Janie, you're trying to get yourself into next year's highlights. Murray's still trying to get himself seeded again, isn't he, for the US Open if he can. If he was to win this tournament, he could go to about 21, 22 in the world. That's a long way off at the moment, though. Big deep hit in there from Fritz. He's in control of the point here. Drop shot from Fritz. Andy makes it. Oh, brilliant recovery from Andy. And he wins the game. It's 3-2. Hey, Jake. Nice to see you. Do you think John made Damien and Mario call him Uncle Silky when they gathered that one time in Germany? Not sure. I know they had a bit of a ping pong tournament going on over there, didn't they? I think. But yeah, I know that he had them working all hours under the sun, didn't he? It seemed like quite sweatshop conditions over there at John's house. Yeah, but it's a good match here. Murray's settled, and yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting end to the set. Winner of this match to play. Let's have a look. See who the winner's playing. We've got a strong field in Washington this week. So the winner of this actually plays against Jordan Thompson. He came through quite surprisingly, I'd say 6-2, 6-2 against Eubanks. Chris Eubanks was in Surbiton actually, and it was I kind of chose the wrong 70, 80 something in the world player to focus on and make a friend of the show. In terms of Constant Leslie, and it was lovely to sort of speak to him. And but Chris Eubanks was there and didn't for whatever reason these kind of matches didn't kind of coincide. I didn't actually get to speak to him, which was a real shame considering how his grass court season turned out. I don't think he even did very well in Surbiton. I think he might have lost either first or second round there. Oh, Murray nets a volley. What app or website to review the brackets? I use TNNS Live is the one I use. Yeah, surprising, wasn't it? I was surprised as well, Ghosty. There didn't seem to be too many people watching watching Eubanks as well. I turned it on just before this one started, and there didn't seem to be too many people out there watching him. How did his sort of run? How did his run kind of go down over there in the States? Did he get quite a lot of? Did he get quite a lot of coverage? Do you think he's going to be quite a big deal at Flushing Meadows? Taylor Fritz up 30 love. He's really serving well here, Taylor. Oh, what a shot that was, though, from Andy. Big serve from Taylor, which Andy did well to get back. And there was a really good backhand down the line from Fritz. But Murray, one of his classic defensive recovery kind of passing shot winners, his flashes past Fritz. But it's only for 30-15. Yeah, big serve from Taylor again, 40-15. Nice to see the serving stats up there as well. Thank you, John. So Fritz is on 79% at the moment, whereas Andy's only down at 53. To be honest, I don't know. There's some complicated race stuff going on within the black community, and it informs who gets fan support. Tiafo is way more beloved in general. Yeah, it seemed like Tiafo really did get a lot of support last year. Yeah, okay. Taylor Fritz holds for 4-2. Yeah, and I guess coming off the back of a quarter-final run at Wimbledon as well, right? Go you see where, he could easily have made the semi-final. I presume that will get quite a lot of coverage over there because of that. But yeah, big serve +1 from Andy. Gets it to 15 love. He's definitely settled into the match now. He almost went down a double break at the start, but that's looking like quite an important hold right now, Andy, as he seeks to establish a bit of a foothold in this match. So potentially as well today, right? I think because of the rain that we had in Washington yesterday, these two, I believe, will have to potentially play again today, right? Having a look. Yeah. So Jordan Thompson waiting in line, in wait for the winner of this. No start time yet, though, at the moment. It just says after suitable rest. One thing's for sure, I'm not sure if we'll be covering that one over here on Talking Tennis. It's already 8:20 p.m. over here in the UK. That's a massive return from Fritz off a pretty inviting Murray second serve. But that's interesting, guys. So thank you for the info there. So Venus Serena go differently than Sloane and Madison Keys, for example. Intersection of race, class, which coast they're from. Oh, okay. Where is Eubanks from in the States? That's interesting. I guess it's a bit, yeah. Just trying to think of similar examples here, I guess. I mean, it's hard really to kind of find a comparison point. I know there's always a lot of kind of amongst Brits and British tennis fans and stuff. There always used to be With Greg Rosetsky kind of playing for Great Britain because of his broad Canadian accent and stuff, it always used to be, oh, well, Greg's not British. Cam Norrie gets that a little bit as well. Sort of being South African, sort of nationalised British. I think that kind of, again, even though he made the semi-final last year, he's not really very well known amongst the the non-tennis community at all. I don't think. I'm not sure many people outside of tennis really know who Cameron Norrie is in the UK. Dan Evans and Draper. Yeah, possibly. And actually, I guess that's probably why Tim Henman was kind of universally loved at Wimbledon, because he was the, I guess, like archetypal sort of British public, sort of public schoolboy in a way, I guess, in terms of, perhaps the tennis fans at Wimbledon could kind of relate to him. Whereas then kind of Andy Murray came along, a bit more sort of like working class, and there were a lot of things as to why I think the British public, took a while to take to Andy. But I think the difference in terms of his and Tim Henman's upbringing may have played a little bit of a role as well. No, Murray's not posh, Ghosty. No, he's I think certainly more working class, him and his family, from Dunblane in Scotland. Although I guess a big backhand there from Murray to get to 15-0. I guess they couldn't have been too sort of financially restricted. Like, he obviously trained in Spain, in Barcelona, didn't he? But certainly more working class than say Tim Henman's family. Dan Evans as well is pretty working class, I think, from Solihull near Birmingham in the UK. Henman is from, I believe, Ghosty, he's from Oxford, which is, sort of fairly kind of upper class area. Let me just double check. I think he's from Oxford. And he's got 1530 here, so he's got a bit of a sniff on the Fritz serve. He was born in Oxford, Tim Henman. He's got a second serve here, Murray, to look at as well, 1530. Just going to play this point out. Backhand from Andy, backhand from Fritz. So backhand to backhand at the moment. Sort of neutral rally. Flat backhands from Murray. Fritz has turned around onto his forehand. Very, very weak forehand from Andy into the net. He was really clearly targeting the Fritz backhand there, but he hit a pretty average backhand, and then Fritz was able to run around onto the forehand, dictate, but Andy still should have got the forehand back. Raducanu is half Chinese. 40-30 now. Unreturned. Murray nets the return. Raducanu is half Chinese Hungarian, but full on a Brit. Can she garner the kind of affection Henman got from her countrymen, or no? Yeah, it's a tricky one. I guess Emma Raducanu is absolutely massive news, isn't she? Kind of wherever she goes, I guess. And I think hers is a slightly different case, maybe because she's obviously already won the US Open as well. So I think that she will receive absolutely massive support at Wimbledon, and did last year as well, even though her run was quite short. So yeah, I think so. But again, it's about coverage as well, right? So I think, as I say, Cam Norrie doesn't get any coverage really in the UK outside of when Wimbledon's on for a couple of weeks. Whereas Emma Raducanu does get a lot of media coverage throughout the year. Heather Watson, yeah, she seems nice, doesn't she? I think I'm not 100% sure, Ghosty. I think that she strikes me that maybe she comes from quite a privileged background. She's from Guernsey. Yeah, she's from one of the Channel Islands close to France. Not 100% sure. Advantage Fritz here. A big serve from him. Oh, and he nets a volley. Wow. Sat up inviting me there for a backhand volley. Would have taken it to 5-3, but instead we're back at deuce. I like Katie Swan as well, British player. Big Arsenal fan too, which is always good to hear. Second serve for Murray to look at. Fritz is on top in the rally, dictating with the forehand, and he's just scrambling to stay in the point. Fritz is sending him a bit from side to side. Great defensive play from Murray, though, it really is, just to stay in this point. Is it going to be a classic Murray point? He's coming into the net. It's a brilliant drop volley from Fritz. Fair play to Murray. He made him earn that point, but Fritz came up with the goods at net. Minor controversy in the States. A huge chunk of international talent regarding women's soccer. So a huge chunk of international talent American-born. The Philippines national team has 18 players born in the US. Wow, but presumably, Ghosty, the reason they're playing for the Philippines is because they're not good enough to play for the States. Would that be the case? That happens with in British men's football as well. With it's a really good point here. Just going to see this out. Murray scrambling from side to side again, using all of his defensive know-how. He should put that away, and he does. Back to deuce. Thank you, Travis, for the comments. As well, guys, there's a lot of there's often Irish men's footballers that are born in the UK and England end up playing for Ireland, maybe because they can't get into the English team. But yeah, good scrambling from Andy here. This is the first service game where he's kind of had a sniff on the Fritz serve. And now he's on top in this rally, dictating with his forehand himself. He's coming into the net. Is he going to finish it off? Fritz has looped up a backhand. Murray's hit a really weak overhead into the net. He could have let that one bounce, I think. He looked quite unbalanced as he hit that. He should have finished that off. He should have had break point himself. It was a good defensive shot from Fritz, but he's got to be doing better than that. I think the previous smash, which he missed, might well have been playing on the back of his mind there. Second serve for Murray again. That's a really good point from Taylor at the moment. Goes to the commentator, he hits a backhand out, so it's back to deuce. Murray's really getting a decent read at the moment on the Fritz serve, I think. You're a big fan of Geordie's. Why, can he hit me a backhand? But cheers, pet. Don't think that's a very good accent. I'll tell you what you need to watch, guys. There used to be a show in the UK called Geordie Shore. I'm not sure if you need to watch it, but if you really like Geordie accents, that's like the peak of like the Geordie accent. It's just these like young sort of like teenagers, early 20 people's just going out and just getting drunk in Newcastle, and they use all of the like Geordie lingo and vocabulary. If you're a fan of Geordie lingo, you'll love it. It's a powerful point there from Fritz, and he actually holds at 5-3. Don't think there has been a Geordie tennis player, has there? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, no, I can't think of one. If anyone knows of any Geordie tennis players, past or present, put it in the chat, please. So Andy's now going to serve to stay in the set. Again, just that first game of the match when Andy was broke, that's the difference so far. It's a long point. Fritz is going for the drop shot, and Andy can't get there. And that's definitely a point that Murray in his heyday would have got to a little bit quicker and taken control of the point. Course used to be such an amazing mover around the court. Still is a very good mover, but understandably, the years and the operations have just taken that, maybe that extra 5% off. That's, that is proving the difference really between him being a top 40 player and a member of the Big Four, winning slams, challenging for slams all the time. The US is not the only place in the world with tasteless trash TV. Yeah, it's certainly not. Actually, I think I'm sure we more than rival you for that kind of stuff. Hell of a lot of reality TV here. Yeah. Andy's slice has always been fantastic, hasn't it? And that's why he's always been so good on grass as well, right? That ability to sort of keep the ball low. Yeah, always had a wonderful slice. Yeah, his first serve percentage has picked up, I think. He's at 61. Fritz's has come down, he's at 66. Yeah, there's very, very little in this match right now, as Fritz just gobbles up Andy's second serve. That's always been even in his pomp, in his prime, that's been his big major weakness, right? The second serve. So Taylor, two points from the set here. Smelling some blood as we edge close towards an hour of play here in the last 16 of Washington. That's a bad backhand from Taylor. By the way, Nick Kyrgios has been making some noise again, hasn't he? I know that you see this point out. It's for Murray nets a backhand back at Juice. Nick Kyrgios and Scott Barkley had a bit of a ding dong on Twitter as well. I know that Scott wrote an article about Kyrgios, just sort of saying that actually he's become quite unlikable now, and Kyrgios actually responded back to that. Yeah, such a circus, isn't it, surrounding Nick K. Murray was serve volleying there. Taylor Fritz again 2 points away or at Juice. It's worrying times for Murray here. Fritz is going to have a second serve to look at. Kind of at neutral in the rally, which is good for Murray. But he's gone far too big on the forehand. And it's a set point for Taylor Fritz. Let's see this point out. It's a set point. First serves in from Andy, return forehand from Fritz. Fritz is on top in the rally. Oh, it's a great forehand from Murray, though. And it's back at deuce. Really fantastic forehand on the run there from Murray to get back into the point. I'll get back to that point ghosty in a moment. But yeah, really well done from Andy there to turn the tables on Fritz. Yeah, very into Pokemon, isn't he? Mind you, does Nick Kyrgios I wonder if does he even qualify as Gen Z? I'm not sure. It's a very Gen Z thing, though. Absolutely right. Big ace there from Murray up the tee. Let's see if he can ask Fritz the question and ask Fritz to serve this one out. Yeah, and he holds. Yeah, good point, Ghosty. Absolutely. He'll start in the second. He'll start in serving in the second set at least. So I think to be honest, I haven't read the article myself yet, but I just sort of saw a little bit of it. I think Scott's point was that he used to be of the opinion that Nick Kyrgios was good for tennis and brought a lot to the sport and stuff. And whereas now he's kind of started to go more towards the other way that actually he's actually become just quite unlikable in terms of obviously there's all the stuff around the court case right as well in Australia, but also I think just his kind of slight quite bitchy comments I guess as well. He was commenting, wasn't he, on the clay court tournament a couple of weeks ago. I think the tournament, I can't remember which tournament it was, but basically just saying, making fun of the players, saying who even are these players, lol. I think it was Cashin and someone else that he made fun of. It's just kind of got quite a long list of quite ridiculous comments, right? He posted up that thing about his serving stats, almost just trying to keep himself relevant, right? I mean, he's barely played tennis for a year. Yeah, I don't know. Look, he does definitely bring something. I think when he's dialed in and when he's playing at his best, when we saw him have the run at Wimbledon, it was interesting having a different kind of contender right at the top of the game. But he does bring a bit of a circus with him for sure. And I have started to kind of tire a little bit as well. When he yells at his girlfriend and best friend in public. Yeah, right. I haven't actually seen that, to be honest, but I mean, his girlfriend seems lovely as well. She seems kind of really really chilled and really nice. So yeah, that seems quite unnecessary. You've got Fritz serving for the set here. Is he going to get a bit tight? That was a bit of a wild first serve, which goes long. Drop shot from Murray, well played. Love 15. So Murray's hope will be that Fritz's first serve percentage just drops off a bit in this game. NK is going to realise he lost some of his best years. I'd be interested in seeing how he responds. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Andy's going to take it to love 30. He has. All over that serve from Fritz. That's his really good aggressive tennis from Murray. Come on, Andy. Let's see if he can get this. Lovely put away there. Lovely approach as well. That's almost a classic grass court point there he just played. Kept the ball low, charged the net. Big serve from Fritz, 15-30. It's going to be interesting hearing Kyrgios's thoughts, isn't it, when he retires? $15-30 here. A big serve from Fritz, which Andy does return, but the return was short, so Fritz puts it away. Absolutely, you're right, Ghosty. If I knew then what I know now, no way I take my 23-year-old body for granted. Absolutely. We all have regrets. I regret not speaking to Chris Eubanks at Surbiton as well, if I knew then what I know now. Ah, it's a big 1-2 again from Fritz. Wrong foot's Andy. Got his first serves come back. He's won 3 points in a row. And from love 30 to 40-30, he's got a set point. Oh, it's a second serve. He's missed the first serve. Oh, that was... He's double faulted on set point. So we're back at deuce. I think that's a consequence actually of Andy, isn't it? Really going after the second serve of Fritz. Tried to put a bit more on it. Only missed narrowly, but it did miss. Now we're into a rally at deuce. Murray with a forehand down the line, targeting the backhand of Fritz again. Fritz is coming into the net. Can Andy pass him? It's good play from Fritz at the net. It's another set point. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Kyrgios has wasted a lot of his potential, isn't he? And also, as well, I wonder if if he's not kind of putting in the work in the off season, right, and off the court and stuff, then it's going to make it more likely that he has these injury layoffs as well. He almost thought he could just like turn up at Wimbledon, didn't he, this year after not playing all year and just be a contender. It was never going to happen. Backhand to backhand. And Fritz goes long. We're back at deuce. Got a second serve again, Murray, to look at deuce. Yeah, it was a strange shot from Fritz, Ghosty. Good second serve though, but Murray should have him here, and he does. Great pass. Again, Ghosty. Fritz went exactly where Andy was with that backhand. Murray was just standing there waiting and passed him with the forehand with aplomb. His forehand seems to be working quite well today, Murray. See a few nice cross-court forehands like that. And now he's got a break point. It's his first break point in the match, even though he has pushed him to deuce on the last 2 service games. It's Murray's first break point. Oh, he's going strong, deep with a backhand. Murray turning on the power here. He's gone for a drop shot, forehand, and I think he's made it. He has. And it's 5-all. Brilliant play from Murray. And he punches the air. Really dictated that point there, then finished it off sublimely with his trademark touch. Wonderful drop shot volley. Sorry, wonderful drop shot, forehand drop shot, which Fritz couldn't get to. We're back on serve, guys. At 3-3. Sorry, at 5-5. And it's a long set. It's a marathon set. It's an hour and 10 minutes, and we're only at 5-all. Be very happy with that, Murray. He's on the back foot already here at love 15. Fritz has again, I think, mopped up a second serve of Murray. Yeah, absolutely. And also, I guess, Taylor's not an incredible mover either, is he? So, yeah, it was good enough. Well, Fritz had his chances there to really put that game away, didn't he? A couple of strange shots straight into the Murray sort of hitting zone. Murray's showing that he's gone for a drop shot again. I think he's got Fritz where he wants him here. Yeah, those cat and mouse games, there's only going to be one winner, right? Those cat and mouse games at the net, it's always going to be Murray that comes out on top. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, I'm hoping Andy can do this as well. I really, really am. Presume Ghosty's rooting for Taylor. I think he's got a chance, Kathy, as Ghosty's saying. I think Fritz will be quite frustrated. He should have won this set already, really, but Murray's fighting spirit has got him back into it. I think Murray's legs are so thick. He remembers as well when he first came onto the scene, right? And he was this like scrawny little Scottish kid. He certainly wouldn't have been described as muscular around 05, 06, 07. Great serve and volley there as well, 40-15. Come on, Andy. Although, do you remember the 08 absolute classic win he had against Gasquet in 08 at Wimbledon, where he pulled his sleeve down to reveal his muscle, almost to tell people that actually he was getting stronger. That's wonderful. Wonderful from Andy. Disguised drop shot forehand cross court. And for the first time in the match, he's ahead at 6-5. So yeah, Fritz will have a lot to think about here. Last time he sat down, he was at 5-4, about to serve for the set, and now he's going to come out to serve to stay in the set. Serena and Murray did play doubles. That was back in, I'm going to say 2019, I believe, when Murray was making his comeback from the hip surgery. He just played the doubles that year with Serena. I think they won one or two matches, but they didn't go super deep. They are doubled. Be nice to see Serena come out of retirement, right? Kathy, just to play doubles with Andy one more time. They almost sound a bit similar as well, right? Serena, Sarandi, Sarandi. Anyone having that? Sarandi. It was a fusion of their names. I think Venus had certainly I think played doubles a lot more, isn't she, Venus? Andy should have played. Yeah, I think that was put to him actually in Surbiton when I was there. Somebody asked him if he was thinking of playing doubles again this year at Wimbledon. She was hoping she was going to get an answer that he was playing with Venus Williams, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So Fritz at 5-6, serving to stay in it. Fritz nets the backhand. He's looking a little bit exasperated, Taylor Fritz. What's the temperature over in Washington at the moment as well? Ghosty was saying it's been pretty humid over there. It's a huge forehand from Fritz. Oh, big play. So it's 28 in Washington at the moment, with a high of 29 today. And it's going to be 32 and 33 over the finals weekend. That's going to be tough, isn't it? Especially considering these players are going to have to play twice today as well. They're going to have to play twice today in this heat and then come back. And whoever wins it gets to the final, finish the tournament over the weekend. Hi, Sporty Sport. Good to have you on the show. Just their backhand to backhand rally here. Lovely little slice from Andy again. He's really been utilising that well today. He seems to be. I don't want to jinx it at the moment. That's a lovely little drop shot from him. But it's brilliant from Murray. I don't want to say it, but he really seems to be on top in these longer exchanges at the moment, Murray. A wonderful backhand pass. I agree. It's brilliant to see some of the old boys back. Would have been great to see Stan win the title last week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Dominic can do it tomorrow in Kitchball. Yeah, it really is. Even though, Stan and Andy, are at different stages of their career, aren't they, to Dominic? If Dominic could just find something, is it the belief again? We're all hoping he could again be a contender at the top, but it's been such a long time, isn't it, for him? Let's see this game out. Fritz has got a point to take us into a tie break. It's a great return from Andy. It's another long exchange again. Just needs to try and keep the ball out of Fritz's hitting range on the forehand, doesn't he? He's drawn an error out of the forehand. Andy's feeling it. Andy's seeing that ball. Seeing that ball like a football at the moment, isn't he? It's juice or a soccer ball. I dated a girl with a boa once. It's a strange thing to be jealous of a reptile. I used to joke, can't you just cheat on me with a younger dude? I can't compete with this thing. Ghosty. Yeah, Gasquet still going strong. How about it's a big serve from Taylor. He'll be rocking up to qualies at 55. How about Manarino as well? He won the title, didn't he, in Newport? How old is Adrian Manarino? 35. Okay. Yeah. Good to see him still going strong as well. He's another guy I think that seems like he'll be He'll still be playing and winning at Newport well into his 40s. Dream Roland Garros final, Rafa versus Gasquet. Dare I say it, Gasquet versus Monfils. Rafa versus Monfils. Or Gilles Simon out of retirement. By the way, Manarino is he looks about 15. We're into a tie break, by the way, guys. Yeah, nobody beats Richard Gasquet 18 times in a row, right? Manarino's hair loss also sort of happened really, really quickly, didn't it? I know with mine it was kind of bish bash bosh, a really quick procedure. But sorry, it was it sort of took its time actually. Like it took a few years, but with Manarino, it's been bish bash bosh. 1 minute he had hair, next it was gone. Slight tangent. Murray wins the first point of the tie break. And with Andy Murray's hair, he's and similar to Rafa, they've kind of been thinning and had bald spots for years, but they've just about hung in there. Manarino, not so lucky. First point to Andy of the tiebreak, Fritz serving. It's a good return from Andy. He's come into the net. It's a lovely point. Again, it's a lovely grass court point. All over the second serve, rushes to the net. Deft touch at the net. Sorry, Sporty. Can I revise that and say no one beats Gasquet 19 times in a row? You set me up for a fail, Kathy, there. Murray with the mini break. We're into another rally. Andy's been on top so far in the long exchanges. Well, in the last 10 minutes or so anyway, certainly since he broke serve. He's looking confident. That's a good shot from Fritz to take back control. And it's 1-2. Is that where that saying come from? Is it, Ghosty, from your very own Gerolitis? I didn't know that. Hopefully, Kathy, if Murray wins this set, he's doing it in straights. But it could be a long match, right? We're nearly an hour and a half, and we're only in the first set. Do you think Rafa will get a hair transplant? Might do. There's probably a specialist hair surgeon at the Rafa Academy, isn't there? They have everything else over there for anyone else that's been. It's kind of its own little village. So I'm sure if he wants one, he can have one done on site. Oh, that's a lovely little shot from Andy. It's gone for the lob. Fritz just about gets there. Andy's in charge of the point and puts it away. 3-1 to Murray. Oh, okay. Thanks, Ghosty. Yeah, obviously don't know the quote, but wasn't sure. Didn't know it came from Gerolitis. That's funny. One straight set winner tournament. Yeah, and don't forget, I guess apart from so he beat. Just trying to think of the guy he beat again in the first round at Wimbledon, Ryan Penniston. He beat Ryan Penniston at Wimbledon, but before that he'd obviously won his 3 challenges, but he hadn't won a match on the main tour, I don't think, since about March, I believe. Since the Sunshine Swing. So he still only had the win against Nakashima. He still only had 2 wins on the main tour since the Sunshine Swing. You're right. So it's been a while since he's had back-to-back wins on the main tour. We're still a long way from that. But he does have a mini break in the tie break, and he's playing well at the moment. It's a big serve from him, and he's in charge at this point. and he's come into the net. And as he finished, oh, Fritz has recovered well, and Murray will be disappointed with that. Fritz was quick off the mark there, though, to get us to 2-3 back on serve. Murray didn't quite do enough with the forehand, I don't think, the forehand approach. I saw a guy on YouTube went to Shanghai and got a hair transplant. It's crazy how good it looked. I'm hoping to do the same at a boa farm in Thailand. Yeah, are you another one that's follicularly challenged as well, Ghosty? Yeah, I think the results, the transplants now are amazing. Oh, that's a terrible volley from Fritz. Murray gets the break back. There's a soccer player called Rob Holding in the UK, and he's had an incredible hair transplant. Do we think Muzzer will get, as Andy changed his soggy shoes, Kathy says. Do you think Muzzer will get seeded in time for the US Open? It's hard to say, isn't it? If he can get the job done here, that would be a really big step in the right direction. But again, being unseeded or being seeded 32, it can still go either way, the draw, can't it? Murray had a great draw at Wimbledon, even though he was unseeded. If he'd have beaten Steph, I mean, obviously Chris Eubanks turned out to obviously have a really good run, but he would have had, I think he'd have had Laszlo Djere, I think, next. Fritz makes another error. It's 5-2. And then he would have had Eubanks and then Medvedev. So, there were chances there for Murray to get to at least the quarters, maybe even the semis of Wimbledon, really, with that draw. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't have beaten Alcaraz, but yeah. Murray's got a double break here. He's up 5-2. Yeah, he's ranked 41, I believe, Kathy. Or certainly live ranking 40-41. Oh, big forehand +1 from Murray. He's got 4 set points. Incredible how he's taken control of this tiebreak and the match, really, since breaking Fritz. Yeah, Wayne Rooney had a hair transplant, exactly. He's had a good one. But he had his first one a long time ago, and it wasn't in about maybe 2009-10. The technology's really moved on even since then, because his first one didn't look great, but now he's got a much better one. Yeah, Wayne Rooney, soccer player, for those guys who are not aware. And that's a huge forehand from Murray. That was clinical, and he wins the first set tiebreak. Just going to play a clip, guys. Just a 90-second promo, back with you for the second set.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Welcome back, guys. So we've already been going for an hour and a half, and Murray's won the first set on a tie break. I think Fritz will be disappointed. He should have won the set, really. He served it out, but he served Fritz, sorry. Credit to Murray. He really dug deep. Fritz's first serve percentage dropped. And he really started seeing the ball better, moving better. His forehand was really, really impeccable. Actually made a few wonderful forehand passes. I think Fritz has struggled still with the slice at times. The drop shot as well. When he's brought Fritz to the net, he's often finished it off. And yeah, I think the after he broke him, the momentum was really with Murray, and he ran away with the tie break. So yeah, very close set, nip and tuck really, but it was all about momentum. And Murray, the momentum was with Andy at the crucial moments. Like in the soccer chat in the guys, or the soccer chat in the comments as well. Keep it coming, guys. Yeah, Women's World Cup on at the moment, isn't it? And Messi's playing it in Inter Miami. He is, isn't he? Inter Miami, which is David Beckham's team, right? I think he owns the team, runs the team. Managed to get Messi over there, which is actually a really massive coup for the MLS. I know Messi's older; he's about 36 now, isn't he? But recently won the World Cup. He's not in his peak, no, but I mean, he's still a pretty amazing player and would get in still to most top European club sides, I think, in the world. So it's still a really big coup for the MLS to get Messi at this stage in his career. Hope Sola, I remember her as a goalkeeper, right, if I believe. And Megan Rapinoe as well, yeah. Fritz starting off the second set. A comfortable service game so far. By the way, guys, is it true that you always used to say that women's soccer is bigger than men's soccer in the US? Because they make a point, don't they, of saying the US men's national team, the US women's national team. Whereas I think in Europe it's still they kind of say the England football team and then the England women's football team. Whereas in America, I guess women's football's been established for a longer period. Yeah, is it bigger than men's soccer still? Would you say? Oh, that must have been cool, Sporty. Then again, I think Messi wasn't really had a strange relationship, didn't he, with the Paris fans? They didn't really appreciate him, and they've got quite a strange club, really, PSG. There was a little bit of beef in the end between, well, some of the PSG ultra supporters and Messi. The US is where Europeans go to make a shit ton of money for very little effort. It's like a high school knockaround. Yeah, then again, the Saudi Arabian league is kind of doing that really now. So it might be taking some of the players who would have been going to the MLS. They're just paying insane amounts of money for some of these guys at the moment. PSG Cafe, sorry, is Paris. Paris Saint-Germain Football Club, soccer club. Women's soccer perform better. Yeah, they've always had a strong team, haven't they? Although the men, I mean, you guys are hosting the next Men's World Cup, aren't you? Co-hosting it with Canada and Mexico, and you've got a few good young players. I think it's potentially going to be the best US men's soccer team for quite some time, I think, at the next World Cup. Although there was, that's good play from Fritz. Going very off topic here, but there was some controversy with the manager, wasn't there? Some historic misconduct or something like that. Yeah, had a bit of cast a bit of a shadow over them. Yeah, they play the men are just attention hogs. Oh, Kathy, controversial comment. um, yeah, they play the Gold Cup, don't they? US and Mexico. I've never actually watched a game between them, but I know it's a bit of a rivalry. Um, yeah, which is I always found it quite mad actually that Donald Trump was in the same kind of time that Donald Trump was talking about building his wall between the US and Mexico, he was bigging up a joint bid for the World Cup between the US, Canada, and Mexico. So he was prepared to work with Mexico then, but he still wanted to build a wall and have all that inconvenience for supporters coming over potentially. Seemed to be a bit conflicted his interest there. Murray under a bit of pressure here on his serve. It's 15-30, but it's a big serve, and it's 30 all. Which World Cup was that, Kathy? Was that the one in Qatar, or presumably referring to that as its past tense? Good play from Andy here. Oh, he's really closed the net superbly there. It's 40-30. Oh, the USA Iran, yeah, that was a really intense game, wasn't it? Because I think if I remember rightly, that was England were playing Wales, I think, at the same time because they were in the same group, and that was basically to determine who went through. I think, and the US ended up going through, didn't they, at the expense of Iran? Um, Long forehand there from Murray. Went a bit wild there. It's back to Juice. Yeah, he doesn't want to hand back the initiative here, Murray, just yet. He's clearly got a little bit of momentum. Doesn't want to go an early breakdown like he did at the start of the first set. Um, and he's double faulted. He's challenging it, but it looked like that was wide, and it's going to be a break point for Fritz. There's a social justice thing happening of US women's national team, and it negatively affecting their play. And if social media is any indicator, their goodwill among soccer fans. What's that about, Ghost? Because I know there was, yeah, just see this point. I know there's a lot of controversy about Megan Rapinoe, wasn't there, in the last tournament? Not quite sure what's happening there, but it's a decent second serve from Andy, but and the rally's kind of at neutral at the moment. But Fritz is on top with a big forehand, and Fritz, as you can probably tell by my tone of voice, gets the break. Murray screams in anguish, and just as in the first set, Fritz gets the early break and is 2-love up in the second. I know how to play. I just don't follow the leagues. I had to explain the rules. um, I'm not sure if Iran has any tennis tournaments. They perhaps have. Do they have a challenger or an ITF? Not sure if they have one on the main tour. I don't think so. They don't honour the national anthem. Okay. I don't really care, but a lot of Americans are upset about it, especially since their equal pay thing turned out to be fraudulent. Okay, so quite a political movement then with the US women's national team, is it? And it seems to be distracting them a bit from from their performances on the pitch as well, you're saying. Okay. Bit of a surprising turnaround really here at the start of the second set, but credit to Taylor, he's really really knuckled down. If yes, yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Kathy. Fritz holds for 3 love. What's the early story that's very sad? Yeah, let's see what's going on around the courts as well, shall we? So Dan Evans is a set and a break-up against Shevchenko. Hopefully Evo is finding some form at last. Such a disappointing year for Evo. We've also got on the women's side as well, Samsonova is a set and a break-up against Marta Kostyuk as well. Yeah, potentially going to be another match with no handshake over there as well, right? Wonder if they've let the crowd know as well beforehand, like they did for the Svitolina match earlier in the week. But yeah, 3 love here. We might well be going towards a third set. Still early days though. And this will only be men in Iran. That's a sad story, isn't it, Kathy? Yeah. Beyond saying, Ghosty, that you should go for the gerolitis transplant. That would bring a whole new realm of sexiness, which wouldn't be fair to the other fellows. Absolutely, yeah. He should have done, John. He could have got the double break, and then he also, regardless to that, should have served it out really as well. A couple of strange shots from him in that game at 5-4 when he did serve it out. Yeah, disappointed year overall for Fritz since Wimbledon as well. Really disappointing at the slams, right? I think the US Open defeat last year was a real blow for him actually. He doesn't seem to have fully recovered from that. Not at Queen's Ghosty, yeah. No, but I think this hard court swing in the US Open Series is going to be really interesting for Fritz, isn't it? He's got that title last week, and if he can have a good run at Montreal or Cincinnati, there's still plenty of time for him to play himself into some form before the US Open. The serve and volley from Andy here. He didn't need the volley, so a really good serve out wide. Hi, Sri, as well. Thank you for joining us. Fritz lost to Nadal at Wimbledon last year, who withdrew from the semi-final. Lost to Wimmer this year, who has been banned for 18 months. Absolutely, yeah. Real lengthy post, wasn't there, from Mikael Wimmer about that. I mean, it seems strange, isn't it, to miss so many drugs tests. But at the same time, apparently it's really, really, they make it a bit of a procedure, and it's easy to miss a test. But yeah, Andy just trying to hang on to his serve here. It's a good serve to get him to 40-30. If he could just keep his side of the scoreboard ticking over here, then he may still have chances. Keep Fritz honest. He managed to stay in the set and then break it back in the first set. So that's what he's got to think. Keep it at the one break. Yeah, seems to be that way, Ghosty. I mean, obviously, it's a great backhand down the line from Andy, and he holds his serve. Well, he missed 3, didn't he, Emma? So he obviously missed 1 and 2, and I presume it must be maybe quite standard practice for players to miss 1 or 2 potentially, but it seems like a free strike policy, doesn't it? Yeah, really disappointing 12 months for Fritz. So I say he struggled to recover really from his disappointing result at the US Open last year, where he was really highly fancied. But again, still time for him to turn it around in this US hardcourt swing. I wonder whether because last year it seemed as though the attention was on him, right? And kind of Tiafoe almost came, certainly initially at the start of the tournament, Tiafoe wasn't being talked about as much as Fritz. So I wonder if it might help Taylor, there's certainly going to be more spotlight on Tiafoe during this hardcourt swing in the US Open. And I presume there's probably even going to be more attention on Chris Eubanks as well. So will it actually help Taylor to, be sharing that limelight, be out of that limelight a bit more compared to, where he was a year ago? It seemed like especially watching Breakpoint, it did seem like he struggled with the pressure a little bit. Kathy saying, how many times they unexpectedly win but haven't booked a hotel long enough and have to change hotels last minute, a la Aya, referring to Aya Tomjanovic at Wimbledon last year, or at the US Open, wasn't it? I think it's a poor drop shot there from Andy, and he had 15-30 Murray as well, but now it's back to 30-all. He's got a second serve here, Murray, to look at 30-all. So he's got a little sniff here on the Fritz serve. Oh, and he gets to a break point. Attacked the second serve with a forehand cross court, and Fritz netted. He's done a really good job, Andy, today so far of jumping on the Fritz second serve. Yeah, it was a disappointing loss for Francis at Wimbledon. Absolutely. I'm just going to see this break point. First serve for Fritz. He's on top in the rally. Murray's recovered. Oh, he's in. Oh, it's a nip and tuck point. I think Fritz has got it. Andy, that point just waxed and waned there as who was going to win that point. Fritz should have had it, then Andy should have had it. Yeah, Murray will be disappointed there in the end. Yeah, we're back at deuce. into a long extended rally here. Murray nets a backhand. That's disappointing. I wouldn't put him in charge of bathroom attendant. Is that referring to Tomjanovic's dad? Yeah, he came across as a bit of a character, didn't he, on breakpoint? As Fritz aces down the tee to go up 4-1. Just going to have a quick bathroom break. I'm just going to play something out and be with you guys in a moment.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs. Sorry guys for that delay. So we're at 4-1 Fritz, 40-15 Murray. So doesn't seem like too much has changed. Looking like a comfortable service game for Andy. Oh, it's a big second serve return from Fritz. But Andy half volleys it back and wins the game. So it's 4-2. Keep the comments coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in. How do we see this this second set going? Do we see Fritz finishing it off this time around, or is Murray going to make another heroic comeback? Joker should win 42 slams and then quit in honour of Douglas Adams. Sporty Sports say we're referring to Lord Sugar here. He's a successful businessman, billionaire and UK based, so pays millions in taxes and is an avid philanthropist. He also runs a show, the show called The Apprentice as well, which of course Donald Trump used to host in the US. Thank you, Sporty. Hashtag Toiletgate. Let's hope so, John. Slice there from Andy. He's drawn Fritz into the net. Fritz has done a good volley. Andy's gone for the lob, but it's well out. So it's 40-15. Donald Trump tried to get you fired, trademarked. Yeah, it definitely didn't come from him. Talking tennis, Toiletgate, absolutely. These sweatshop conditions, right, at Talking Tennis. We're not allowed to have toilet breaks unless absolutely necessary. So Fritz, almost up 5-2 here. Oh, that's a lovely forehand down the line. So he's up 5-2. I think he was only up 5-3 in the first set, wasn't he? Because Andy served first. So this lead looks a lot bigger here. It's going to have to be an even more impressive turnaround for Murray to turn this set around. He's still in with a chance. So we see 29 winners for Murray to 27 to Fritz. So yeah, he's been very aggressive, Andy. We've seen that. Wouldn't really necessarily have expected him to have hit more winners than Fritz. It's exactly what happened, Ghosty. Had to change room. All a bit chaotic. This match has been a long one, already 2 hours, and we're only an hour and a half that first set. Should I be surprised with Sir Andy playing? It's always likely to be an epic, isn't it? Water drop. Bye, Kathy. Take care. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for all your comments, guys. Keep them coming. Keep the likes coming. Need to get the channel to 3,000 subscribers. About 300 off, I believe, aren't we? 350 off. This time last year, we were right at the start of the Talking Tennis adventure. Yeah. Now it's a year old. We've got nearly 3,000 subscribers. Thank you, everyone. Keep it coming. Keep them coming. Andy serving to stay in the set at 2-5. Serve and volley from Andy again. Very well played. And don't forget, the winner of this match plays again later today. So they really don't want, I mean, Andy will really obviously want to get, well, if he can get it done in 2, it's looking unlikely now, but both players will really not want to play, play a really, really long marathon match. They'll have to come out and play again against Jordan Thompson later today. In the heat as well, it's 30 degrees over there in Washington, so it's very hot. Yeah. 3, click that notification bell. Good stuff. 3. Your place to be for all things tennis. What do we see happening here, Sri? If Taylor Fritz gets the second set, do you see Taylor going on and claiming this? He would be favourite, wouldn't he? A bit more momentum with him. Good body serve there from Andy. He's dragged the forehand wide. And if you're a Taylor Fritz fan, or if you're Taylor Fritz, you're really thinking, he could easily have won this match in straight sets. He should really have won the first set. Really has. Oh, another unforced error from Andy. And we're at 30-all. Kathy said, if Andy won the first set. I know, I was really fancying Andy after that first set. The way he turned it around, he was playing superbly. They just had that drop off at the start of the second set, didn't he? Went 3-love down, which he really didn't need to do. He needed to step on the accelerator after winning the tie break, But credit to Fritz as well. Murray's hit more winners than Taylor. I know, Jake. Yeah, I highlighted that a couple of minutes ago. 30 winners. He's been really aggressive. But yeah, and I guess that's where you see that he's hit a couple more unforced errors than Taylor as well. But he's really gone after the forehand, gone after Fritz's second serve. Attacked the net. Yeah, it's looking like it's a good turnout, Ghosty. But having said that, as I say, I was watching Chris Eubanks against Thompson on the second court, and there weren't many in there for that, which was surprising. But I guess it was really early as well. It's just what's the time now? 9 o'clock. So we're 5 hours ahead over here, aren't we? So it's about 4:40. So just coming into sort of late afternoon, early evening over there. People finishing work and that, I guess, potentially. Taylor Fritz serving for the set then at 5-3. Andy will want to get into a few rallies if he can, see a few second serves. He'll feel he's got a chance of breaking back into a long rally here. Fritz is on top. Fritz gets the point. Oh, no, Ghosty. Hope we're not spoiling it too much. I think that's always annoying, isn't it, when you're behind? Nobody really works over there. Is that so? Good return from Andy to try and get back into a neutral position, but Fritz is still on top in the rally. It's a good forehand from Andy. Oh, and Fritz draws Murray to the net, wins the point. Again, Murray got there, but perhaps in his heyday, he would have got there slightly quicker and might have been able to do a bit more with that shot. Yeah, I think he does a little bit of work, doesn't he, Sporty? Or maybe he doesn't. I was trying to think of something kind of PC to say about your President Ghosty, but I'll just let you guys read that. As Taylor Fritz is 40 love up and is about to win this set. Now I'm going to have to leave you guys, unfortunately, so you're not going to be able to see the set out or see the match out. Fritz closes it off with an ace, and it's 1-all. Yeah, going to have to come off fairly soon. But thanks, guys, for all the comments and stuff. Keep them coming. I'm just going to play out a video, and I'll be back with you shortly after that, just momentarily, I think.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
I'm still here, Ghosty, for a moment. Thank you, and thanks, Kathy, as well. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, good win for Evo. Good to see. No, I'm aware that I'm still on camera, Ghosty, so you're not going to get any secret content. Or yeah, just waiting for somebody to step in, hopefully. Start of the third set. Andy wins the first point. He's going to need a strong start, isn't he? He's had slow starts to both of the sets so far. He's been playing catch up. So yeah, really needs a strong start to the set if he can. That's good play from Murray. Now I still think Andy's got a chance here. I really do. If he can keep his concentration, keep his nose in front, he's serving first. There hasn't been much in it at all. I really like the way that he's going after the ball, being aggressive. It's what he had to do today to have any chance, really. And I still think he could pull this this off, which would be a really, really big win for him. Oh, lovely drop shot from Taylor. That's how Talking Tennis can get some more eyeballs. Nick or Vanch or somebody to smoke a crack pipe in a Ukrainian hotel. We'll just leave our cameras on, right? Maybe they can Talking Tennis. Perfect. John's here anyway. He's gonna take over potentially from here. Okay. He's going to play music out for the remainder of the watch along. All right. Well, cheers for joining us, guys. Cheers, Ghosty. Cheers, everybody else. Cheers, Kathy as well, and all the rest. Let's hope Andy gets it done. See you guys soon. Take care. Cheers, John. See you soon. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.